I list this by far, in my opinion, as of right now, I list this as my personal #1 fat burning product. If anybody asks, if you're going to ask in the comments, if other videos, people are like, what fat burner should I get? The reason I'm pointing to this one is the dosing is super legit. I think it's full spectrum. I think it has all the points plus 60 caps for 20 bucks. I literally can't think of another, you know, product that's competing with that.
Right.
I just can't.
Welcome to Price Plow.
What's going on, Price Plow Nation and RXS supplements worldwide?
RXS supplements.
Yeah.
I mean, Radiate.
Radiate. Yeah, you know what? It's funny, man. More of you guys probably know the name Radiate than RXS supplements.
Right.
Also, I think that's like the only supplement.
Right, yeah.
They have a powder and a pill, but Radiate's their thing. So we wanted to actually jump on here because you guys probably saw we did a shout out because they actually ran a special on their new product, the Radiate caps. What we haven't done is an actual just honest, unbiased review of it. Now, Mike and I, at this point, have had an opportunity to actually go balls deep in this product. And so we actually have our squared away opinion. But before we get into that, let's recap on the label a little bit, Mike, if you don't mind.
For sure. Okay, so yeah, the question is going to come down to 1 capsule or 2 capsule. And I got some opinions on that. But talking about 1 capsule, which for the most people, I think will be perfectly fine.
I'm just, look, spoiler alert right now. Whenever we get to my subjective opinion, I'm going to tell you, just do 1 cap. Just 1 cap it, okay? There's no reason to go. Anyway, all right, keep going.
Okay, so here's the deal. The old Radiate was a powder-based supplement. It did have DMHA in it, and so they have removed the DMHA.
Yeah.
And it has a lot of kick, it has a lot of spice, it has a little bit of that alpha wide and everything, but when you remove the DMHA, you remove some of that euphoric feel-good stuff. Yeah. How do you get it back? And what they did, and I don't think I've seen anyone else do this, is that they did a combination of ashwagandha root extract, 150 milligrams, which isn't like a clinical dose or anything, but it's a dose enough that it seems to like it's an adaptogenic herb that's kind of a feel-good thing, regulates your levels. If you have low testosterone, it may bump it up a little bit, but it's more of like for the feel-good support to like kind of.
I noticed I was getting more frequent boners, man. Is that ashwagandha?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
And so that's what how they started off, and they're going to be mixing that with, and I'm going to skip around the label a little bit as this kind of pieces together, but they're mixing that with the Maria Gerensis, the PEAs from Maria Gerensis extract.
Love that shit.
And we also did cover this when we first talked about the deal. We'll get back into that. But so it's a good feeling PEA, but in order to kind of replace DMHA, I think you need a little bit more than just that. Yeah. And to make everyone happy at least. And so they did that with the Ashwagandha Maria Gerensis 1-2 combo. I think it worked out excellently for me.
I 100% agree, guys. Like, I know right off the bat, some of you guys out there, the second you hear no DMAA, no DMHA, like everybody like, oh, fuck this stuff. They removed the DMHA. It's all like, you know, ruined. Look, I'm going to tell y'all right now, this is no bullshit, okay? I like, and remember, I'm a powder fan. Mm-hmm. I like this better than the freaking powder. Mm-hmm. I like the non-DMHA formula in pill form better than the freaking powder. And I can't believe I'm even saying that. But it is what it is. Whatever they did with this blend is fucking amazing.
It's a good blend. That's the thing. And so the caffeine, we got to have our caffeine. Everyone's like, so far we've talked about ingredients that haven't been proven to burn fat. We'll get into that.
Yeah, and that's another thing. The caffeine in here, I know you're about to say, it's like, it's not as high as like somebody reading the label like, wait a minute, I need more caffeine.
Well, yeah, you have 131.5 milligrams of caffeine anhydrous. Mm-hmm. And so when we were reading the label, I didn't, at first I didn't see though that they also have the dicaffeine malate as Infinergy at 25 milligrams. So at the end of the day, you're just under 150 milligrams of total caffeine. Yeah. But by having, I like those blends of caffeine and a little bit of dicaffeine malate, which like kind of lengthens out the caffeine hit. Right. And so that's been a good blend. But overall, 150 milligrams of caffeine per capsule. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of people like right off the bat, like, no, I need 300 milligrams of caffeine. I want 2. Maybe not, because there's still a few other stimulants to come. Yeah, and exactly.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, it's just, I think whatever whatever, like you said, whether it's the PEA, you know, the urea, the freaking, you know, just the ashwagandha blend with just this amount of caffeine, and maybe it's even more of like with that capsule, the time release part of it. It really gives me more consistent energy than I would think just seeing something with 150 milligrams of caffeine.
Right.
So you know, I feel like it throws you off a little bit.
And that's even with a couple things that bring it down a little bit. Now this is it's only 50 milligrams. So you have L-theanine in here, which kind of lengthen, you know, smooths out the stem a little bit. But I like, and I've said this in many videos, I like my L-theanine to be less than caffeine, and we have that for sure here, like 1/3 the dose. I think it's a good way to kind of ease it off. But when you mix caffeine in this L-theanine amino acid, you get not you, but there have been studies that show at certain doses that there is a cognitive benefit from it. So
right.
You get a little bit of that. And then we have a couple extra stimulants. Theobromines, you know, that's a very minor kind of possible mood enhancer stimulant, a little bit of a vasodilator. So I'm not like crazy about the ingredient, but I don't not like it. I don't think it does a whole lot here. But hegenamine, 30 milligrams is a pretty decent dose, followed by hordenine, 30 milligrams. So we have two different molecules hitting the beta-2 receptors, which is going to give you a little bit of that epinephrine, norepinephrine boost.
An MAO inhibitor. Right.
And so hordenine also acts as an MAO inhibitor. Thank you. Yeah. And so that's going to actually help you.
Smart.
He's very smart.
Unagi.
Yeah, and that's going to help the urea drensis last a little bit longer, because you got these urea drensis PEA molecules binding to your PEA receptors, and they're kicking off all sorts of dopamine, but then your MAO enzymes come by and they cleave that shit off and like, get out of here, get out of here, get out of here.
Yeah, and to be fair too, the urea drensis form of PEA is already in itself a more longer lived form anyway.
It's got two alkyl groups that kind of block those MAO enzymes a little bit, like physically, and so it takes a little bit longer for it to break down as opposed to like regular PEA, which lasts like 5 minutes. Your MAO is
I'm not smart enough to get into the alkyl groups yet, but like one day.
We have a whole article on that though, somewhere on the blog, the urea drensis article. We kind of show like all those atoms and everything. But the hordenine also kind of limits the MAO enzyme a little bit as well, so it helps just a little bit lengthen that out. So a couple different hits from hordenine. We usually see it at between 25 and 50 milligrams. Here it's 30 milligrams, and so that's not a bad dose. And that we've seen higher, and so it feels good. And when we're reading this label is a fully open label, but it looks like a proprietary blend because it's all like just packed in here. But it is an open label. Yeah. Now for the fun stuff. My favorite stimulant-free fat-burning ingredient, grains of paradise.
Gotcha.
This is the spicy one, and this is what makes it spicy in the drink.
Right, and we would argue that the grains of paradise, when it comes to Radiate, has been kind of I would say that's kind of like their really secret formula, in my opinion. You know what I mean? That's the ingredient that I think has really taken them to bring this product to the next level.
Right, but it's in a lot of stuff nowadays, but it brings it's a spice, and it literally does heat you up. Like, I think it is like cayenne pepper extract, the capsaicin that you get from cayenne pepper extract. That's kind of like the old, and this is the new. And we've been talking about it for a while, and it's really starting to catch steam. But sometimes you don't want to be drinking that spice, and that's where it's nice to have in a capsule.
Well, guys, and keep in mind, all right, the shit is called Radiate, okay, and the logo's a fireball. So, it's going to be a little spicy and it's going to be thermogenic. That's kind of the fucking point of this one, all right?
And so on the point of the thermogenic, though, this is where you got the lean GBB, gamma butyrobutane ethyl ester hydrochloride. And so
GBB.
Let's just call it G's and B's. It's GBB. And so the more research I do on this ingredient, like the more fascinated I am. This is it's known as like super carnitine, and it's a precursor to L-carnitine, which helps it helps you mobilize your lipids. And so what people notice though is when they take this ingredient, they get thermogenic, and some people just start to sweat like crazy. Like if you take it and train, your sweating machine's gonna go on a little bit. And so, not sure about the dose. This is I've seen a higher dose here. This is only a 12.5 milligrams here, so I don't want anyone getting scared. This is actually a lower end dose, but it is thermogenic as fuck. It's like what we're starting to see. Right. And so I talk about how grains of paradise is like one of my favorite fat-burning ingredients that is non-stim.
But this GBB.
This GBB is like, I'm starting to get more and more interested in this one. And so I like the fact that they have this here. I don't know if they had it in the powder or not, actually.
That's a good question. I don't think we have the powder here. No, we'll have to look at that, though. That's a good question, though. I know Grains of Paradise obviously was in there, but yeah, I don't know about the GBB.
Right. And then we got a little bit of huperzine A, and that's going to keep your acetylcholine levels around longer. There's some cool studies showing like this stuff even helps you build new neurons. And so this is it's a cognitive enhancing part of the formula, not a fat burning part. So we're kind of skipping around between stimulants, fat burners, things that make the stimulants last longer, things that are just increased focus. This has like a whole lot of stuff. But here's where things get a little crazy, and this is where it's going to depend on whether or not you want 1 or 2 capsules. In my opinion, is you got
here it is. Here it comes.
The Revolfia vomitoria providing 90% raucine or alpha yohimbine.
Yeah.
And this is where CJ gets, and so you have 1.5 milligrams total, and so if it's 90%, then we're at like what, 1.3.
Yeah. Look. Okay. So first of all, I know that I'm coming off as the alpha yo hater here, but number one, on 1 cap serving, this is a great product. Okay. Also with the Radiate powder, as long as the full serving was a bit too much for me, a half scoop was good for me. Look, I think if alpha yo I think if it's dosed correctly in the right blend, I think it's fine. I have a handful of products that, there was the Iron Brothers product that I really enjoyed that had alpha yo in there. I also, Zeus Juice, which y'all probably haven't even seen that review yet. That was actually okay with me. So there's a handful of them, and this is one of them. But like he said, that's what's keeping me from going to 2 cap serving, though. Like, keeping it real, this is just plenty with 1 cap. Yes. I don't really see a reason to go 2 caps. I don't want to risk the uncomfortableness for me.
So I did it. Fuck it, I did it, man.
Fuck it, I did it.
So I am seeing that 1.5 to 2 milligrams of alpha Y is alpha yo, as kids call it.
Yeah,
is where I want to be with things. And 2 capsules, I was like 5% over the edge, and so I had a fine day. And I was just like, I was cruising. I was like, ooh, that's a bit too much. Yeah. But I have a verdict, and so for me, and I didn't have a bad day. It was just a touch too much for me, and so I think I'm kind of in the middle of the road with this. And my opinion is, if you think you can handle 2 caps, then you can handle 2 caps. If you don't think you can handle 2 caps, then you can't handle 2 caps. Like, yeah. I feel like I'm like right in the middle of this whole situation, and it was a slight, just a bit too much for me. But people who like love that, then I think that you're like, fuck it, I'm gonna go do 2 caps.
Well, this is what I'm gonna say about it is that yeah, I mean, maybe some of you crazy bastards out there want 2 caps. Here's my 2 cents. I'm somebody that has a high stim tolerance, and I'm gonna tell you right now, like, absolutely looking you in the face, this is plenty at 1 cap. I also talked to the guys at RXS Supplements quite a bit, and they honestly were concerned about me trying 2 caps. So if that tells you anything, there is plenty of potency in each cap. And the great news about this is what brings so much value to this product, because I'm going to get into that here in a second, because we have a special. This is 60 caps per bottle.
Right.
1 cap being so strong is awesome. Now I literally, if I'm doing 1 a day, I've got 2 months worth of freaking product. That's amazing. And if I feel fucking crazy, I've got plenty of them to throw an extra one in there.
Or you can take a second cap in the afternoon, but that's sometimes when we're taking like a pre-workout scoop or something instead. So it allows you to balance things out a little bit. What I like about 2 caps, I mean, I got hot. Like, what are you going to say? Yeah. All that lean GBV and the Grains of Paradise. You're at that point, you're at 40 milligrams of paradoxine Grains of Paradise, and that's where there's actually like legitimate research that's been run. Yeah. And so you start getting yourself into clinical efficacious territory with 2 caps, even if you space it out throughout the day. So if you're actually serious about fat loss, then I can start citing some studies on the 2 caps. I can't totally do that on 1 capsule. Yeah. So there is use and there is benefit of it, but 2 caps at once, I'm a one and done with that. But it wasn't horrific. It was just a bit more than I want.
Well, look, here's my final 2 cents on this. Mike might have some a little bit different. This is my honest thoughts, and I said this before we came on here. I also told the guys I had a great conversation with Chris at RXS Supplements, by the way, the other day. And here's the truth. In my opinion, RXS Supplement is now a fat burner capsule company. In my opinion, this completely changed the game for these guys. I think this is a new level. I think the powder was great. With that being said, this is better. And I think that this is where they need to double down and basically like put all their attention into this kind of particular product. It's amazing. It's good. And then the value that you're getting for 60 caps plus the dosing that's in this little bastard is amazing.
Yeah.
We're talking right now, down below, we're gonna have a link. You basically use the coupon code PricePlow, or we might have a direct, I don't know how the fuck it works, but coupon code PricePlow somehow down below. $19.99, now you do have to pay for shipping, but $20 for 60 caps of this like heavily dosed shit, man. Like that's ridiculous.
Yeah, and so let's talk the business end real quickly. So when we first off, we were not at all, we're not affiliated with RXS supplements. There's no affiliate link involved here. This is just a damn good deal. That's what we said in the first video.
Yeah.
We ran a special. At first it was $19.99 free shipping. For a little bit, and we had no clue how many people listened to us and how many people would buy it. And RXS was like, "Holy crap, we're gonna like sell out of this stuff."
Yeah.
And so that deal ended, but they wanted to keep going with PricePlow, and so they are doing the PricePlow coupon. This time, you do have to pay shipping though.
Yeah.
Either way, I think it's a fantastic deal, and I think this is a very good full spectrum fat burner. And I think for most people, 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, if you're actually serious about being on a diet, and then you can have some fun stuff going on here.
I list this by far, in my opinion, as of right now, I list this as my personal #1 fat burning product. If anybody asks, if you're going to ask in the comments, if other videos, people are like, what fat burner should I get? The reason I'm pointing to this one is the dosing is super legit. I think it's full spectrum. I think it has all the points plus 60 caps for $20. I literally can't think of another product that's competing with that.
Right.
I just can't.
And so I'm gonna agree, but with some classifications where if you're actually looking for thermogenesis, fat burning, and no exotic stimulants, because there are some DMHA products out there still, or there's new DMHA based products out there. If people are getting away from that, that's fine. There's also some competing fat burners that may like be more on the mood support, feel good, and like a little bit stronger there. But this one has more of like the full spectrum with that like shit. The name is Radiate, and it lives up to that name. So if you're actually looking for legitimate thermogenesis at 2 caps of that Grains of Paradise, it's happening.
Yeah. Only other cap product I can even think that I really enjoy, guys, was Nootropimax from Performax Labs.
Well, that's a nootropic.
Well, right. I know they're completely different products, but I'm saying that's how anti-cap I really am. I mean, even back in the Lipodrine Elite days and stuff, like couldn't take it too much. I don't like it. So if that tells you anything, this is right there. I only have 2 cap products that I actually even fucking like.
Right. And
this is one of them. So do me a huge favor, guys. If you're interested in Radiate caps, head on down below to the description. We have links down there. Like I said, as of right now, we don't have any affiliate or anything like that. So, we're not sitting here making money. This is just a legitimate, unbiased review, guys.
It's a good product.
It's a good product. It's a good freaking deal. Go check it out. Links down below. And be sure to subscribe to this channel. We're trying to get to 10,000 subs.
Oh,
right
no.
Now.
We're going to be there by the time we post this. Maybe not.
Maybe not.
All right.
Welcome to Price Plow.